I was gonna try and make this. Oh, wrong way, you stupid bloody light. The other way. Much better. So yeah, I got one of these light thingies. Oh wait, I told you about this last night if you were there. Stay. I don't like how green this thing looks. What? That's not green. There you go. So, since it's well, the only way that I know that it's known for today is St. Patrick's Day, but I'm kind of a with that. Not that I have anything against him, but it's just like, we gotta keep it to the origins, people. So I decided, why not just have a video incorporating the idea of snakes into your magical workings and what they represent and what you can actually symbolically incorporate them as. And before I get any deeper into this, I'm going to grab my snake oil. And if you were here last night, you actually saw me put this in in the candle. Oh yeah, all snakes day. God, I can't believe I was going to say that. I just saw that, like what you said real quick, Kayla, and I was thinking like, oh, skanks day. What? Then I did a double take. I'm like, oh, all snakes day. Okay. Like, what? But, so, I don't know why this thing is doing what it wants. Stop it. There we go. Okay, fine. We're going to keep it rainbow. Mesmerizing, but still. So, throughout like many cultures of the world, the serpent, the snake, the basilisk, the sea snake, the even like in a way, I guess you could consider the Hydra kind of like one, but it kind of has kind of a more of a legged kind of a. This thing is getting too rainbowy, and I'm getting confused with it. But there's like the Hydra, but that one's kind of a little bit more monster. Well, not really like pure serpentine. Stop it. This thing is distracting me. Chill. No, that's too much. There. Ah! I hate that setting. Sorry. Okay. No. Stay. Yeah. I'm still trying to get used to this thing because it's just like, let there be light. Oh, Lord. It's, ugh. You see, this is exactly why you can't have too much light. You'll be blind. Anyway, so there's also Scylla, or Skyla, or Scylla, which is a. Well, in a way, it can be said that it could be kind of like a water version of the Hydra to some extent, except the heads are said to be like dogs or, woman heads. And originally that was supposed to be like a naiad. It was a water spirit that kind of made Circe a little agitated. So then it just went, uh-oh. And then there's of course, the Kundalini serpent, the one that goes all the way up to the top. There's the actual humanoid kind of people called the Nagas. And I mean, to be technical, you could also say the merfolk, even though they're not really snaky. They're kind of fishy. I tried. But, let's see what else we got there. There's also, I can't remember, what is that deity's name? In Egyptian mythology, she kind of has dominion over poisons, toxins, and also over scorpions. What's her name? Serket, I think? But yeah, that's actually another deity you can potentially consider being related to snakes and the such. As well as, what is it? I'm going to try and pronounce it. Isis? Is Isis? I thought it was Serket. But yeah, I would consider Isis also another one. Then again, for me, I see Isis as kind of like a goddess of the Egyptian occult magic, if that makes sense. Because she did go on a pilgrimage to find her brother, but also husband Osiris. That was all chopped up into pieces because of Set again. Yep, and did a ritual to kind of have Osiris come back from the dead and gain his throne back. Why does this smell like peppermint? Well, peppermint can be an herb that can kind of go like, kind of sting. So yeah, I can get that. But what is that? What is that dark snake entity that's in Egyptian mythology? Apophis? I think that's his name, Apophis. I think. But that's another deity. In Greek mythology, as much as we know, we all know about, you know, Snake Lady, the Cursed One, yada yada yada. Yeah, the Gorgon, which is actually the technical race that Medusa is, and essentially all the Gorgons were immortal, except Medusa got beheaded unjustly, and was put that way because of somebody, Athena, not taking a stand for her devotee, and only responded when Poseidon actually. That doesn't have a different story. There's also there was one more in Greek mythology that was well known. That was a snake. That was serpentine related. I'm trying to remember. Crap. Oh, crap, I can't remember. But essentially, then over in Norse mythology, there's only like one well-known snake, and we all know who that is. Yugamander, or if I mispronounce that, if Nightshade's here, feel free to take an axe to my head. An axe, not an ass. Don't be throwing a donkey at me. No. But still, I can't really. I don't know the proper saying to that, so I'm just going with what I know. And then there's also the snake that's kind of dripping venom onto the Loki, kind of like a Chinese water torture. Yeah, that too. And the Naga race is found also not only in I believe it's related also in Hindu mythology, but at the same time it's also in I don't think it's would be in Asian like Japanese, Chinese, or Korean mythology. I'm not sure if it's in that domain, but I believe there's been some references to it. But and then there's also the one in the Abrahamic that's like, oh, the great serpent. Ugh. Okay, but no. So I'm gonna just test to see what you guys already know. What primarily could you use? Oh yes, there's Tammy. And I got your little gift. If you just wanted chocolate, you just had to ask, okay? If you just wanted chocolate, you just had to ask. You don't have to be like, $20 to go get me chocolate? Okay. But what? Yeah. What would you say if you're going to be incorporating like the snake in your working? What exactly, Tammy? What would you use? Well, how would you incorporate a snake in your working? Any kind of working. What would be your first choice for incorporating the snake in? And there's loyalty. Wow. I just like how all of like the ones that pretty much tune in every time always come. It makes me feel like, I'm actually funny. I also give people free ab workouts. Abs. Not ass. Yeah, snake skin. Yep. Transformational work, yes. Cat's got it. So does. Yep. Tammy has it too. And with the snake skin, you can actually put in your Morty and Pesty and just go squish on it and make a snake dust. Well, not really snake dust, but like snake skin dust. And what you can actually do for that, you can actually use that if you actually kind of want to like poison, well, not legitly, but like kind of infect somebody with like a mini, not as kind of like at the midpoint between a curse and a hex. You can actually just blow like the snakeskin powder onto a puppet or someone, if you just want to give them a good like don't do that. Minor curse over sassy hex. That's another way. You can also. Does anybody else have any other ideas you could possibly use the lovely snake? Anything, any way possible. Um, if you, I mean, I would, because well, if the snake's alive, I still would. But if the snake is dead, well, then you're using the corpse. So yes, you would have to ask it. In my opinion, yes. Yeah, I like that one. What's your name? Urkala? Urkala? I like that one. That was clever. That was clever. I'll give that one to you. That was a good one. In fact, now you gave me inspiration to use this thing. No. Any others? Because there's one hiccup. There is one more. Yep, I caught it. It definitely caught it. I definitely caught it. I'm just like, oh, we're gonna go like that, huh? Okay. Yep, snake root. I think it's Sir Samson's snake root. That's the protective one. Yeah. So let's open the multiple Yep, protection. Yes. So let's open up the multiple possibilities with incorporating the snake, the oil, or anything snaky. Okay. So incorporating the snake. Well, let's start at the fundamental. The snake. How does it move? That I'm never gonna do this again, but still, the snake is able to go and flow like with grace and poise, much better than I can. Cause yeah, that just looked like Brendan. You're not seductive. You ain't gonna seduce no one like that. I know. I tried. Yep. But also has a bit of a. Oh, Tammy with that one. Mm-hmm. Well, we can also go with that passion. We can kind of have like a. Yeah, exactly. Kundalini. But because when a snake, like say if this rug it just messed up my roll. Whoops, backwards. Yep, there you go. But okay, let's see. Here's the snake. So usually when a snake is either pursuing something, don't you be trying to trip me. When the snake is pursuing something, it's looking right ahead, and it's pretty much just focused, and it just goes. So you can definitely say this. Yes, definitely fertility, because what on earth does a snake be shaped like? One of those things that those creatures that sometimes don't think mostly all the time. Yeah, those ones. I'm one of them. I admit it, but I count us both. But yeah, that magical thing, that thing that this gender that I'm assigned just so happens to think that, well, look how many inches I got. Well, dude, I used to work in a subway, and I used to handle 6 and 12 inches daily. Okay, I'm not impressed. Brendan, you nasty. Whatever. But when a snake is like say if it's pursuing like a, what's that called? Like prey. Hey, One of the jokes that I actually used to say when I actually worked at that travel stop and when I had to fill in for Subway. Ooh, look at you, Ursula. Look at you. Wow. And do you know what and you know what a Shleshia nakshatra is about, right? Look at Hermes' speeding stick. Mm-hmm. Medical. The snake can also be medicinal. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because for some reason, people actually use snake venom to combat disease. You know, like snake venom. The stuff that's poisonous. Yeah, they actually use that to combat illness. Because it kind of like overkills the stuff that's trying to spread the illness. Yeah, but you had to be very careful and not take too much of it. But that was many moons ago. It's not recommended to do it now. But specifically, as I was going with, when a snake sees something that it wants to go at, it pursues and it has like intense focus with it. Kind of like it pursues something so focusedly and with such intention that it becomes fixated on it. So in a way, you can definitely say it can also be used for intensifying somebody's focus towards something. And you know like how shark is the blood? Yeah, it's just like, it ain't gonna go away. There was something else I was trying to go with. Oh yeah, fine. I'll say that one joke and then I'll move on to something better. Working at that travel stop that I used to work at many moons ago, when I had to fill in for the subway, usually whenever I had to fill in and I was making a sandwich for somebody, every time, I kid you not, every time when I got the gloves on, was ready for to have make their sandwich thing, whatever, I used to ask them this every time. And not once have I ever had anybody give me a straight face and not even start busting up laughing when I asked them this question. All right. How many inches you want, 6 or 12? Why are you laughing, dude? I'm serious. You want 6 inches or 12 inches? Come on. How many inches you want? I'm serious, dude. If you ain't gonna choose 6 or 12, I'll choose for you. It might be too much or it might be too little. You're gonna get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Okay, 12 inches it is. And literally not one person could keep a straight face. Every single person just went, literally. That's my humor. And funny enough, actually, I never got written up at all. In fact, I was like everybody's favorite worker, but still. Getting back to on point now. Now this. But yes, using the snake, it can also be used for workings that are very meant to be like, say if you want to make yourself invisible, or like in the shadows, or like undetected. Because usually most of the time, when you're out walking around and going into adventure or whatever, or like going into the forest or bloody thing, wrong button. And when you're out and about, most of the time when you're walking, you don't really see a snake. Most of the time. Up until a point where you look down, you're like, oh my god, a snake. So yes, you can use snake oil or incorporate snakes if you're wanting to make yourself more difficult to detect, like if you're doing invisibility work, or like if you're going into a meeting and you don't want to say anything, or if you're going to be somewhere and you don't want anybody to bother you. You can again make a powder or a sachet or a snake oil, and when you apply it, you just pretty much repetize or say with repetition as I coat myself in the snake oil or snake sachet or whatever the heck you're using. As I'm coating myself with this, may the eyes of man not address me. That way, you can't be seen. Nothing to bother you. But now let's go over to the part where it gets a little bit mean. the snake can be incorporated if you're trying to do work that is like, best put it this way. Like if somebody's just sitting minding their own business and then just out of left field, out of nowhere, snake. So like having the idea of completely unexpected, or if you're doing working that somebody is not going to suspect anything, but they kind of need a good kick in the tush, in the the coccyx breaking way. You can actually make a curse that comes, or like a little hex that comes out, but it's like it comes out of left field. So it's kind of like, okay, let's see when this curse happens. Okay, it'll happen like tomorrow or whatever. But the thing is that we don't know it's going to happen tomorrow, but not even the person casting this is going to know. Because the snake is able to look kind of, be like deceiving and like, oh, okay, nothing bad's going to happen. Few steps, snake bite right in the ankle. And when that happens, it's like, oh, okay, well, this person just got crippled. And of course, if you want to be incorporating the snake, you can most definitely apply the snake oil in something that you want to use to, like, quote unquote, slash something. Here, I'll go get my famine dagger. Actually, no, I'll use this thing. Even though this thing's not ripped. I'll grab the other one. Alright, so now, like, say if you have a ritual blade, this thing isn't sharp, this thing's kind of blunt, but still. What you can do is, you can actually take like your snake oil or your snake. Gosh, that's such a tongue twister. Snake sachet. It kind of sounds like I'm saying like snake sachet, like wee. Brendan don't know how to snake a cake. Okay, so what you would do is with that crushed snakeskin powder, or your mix or sachet or mixed herbs or whatever you have come up with, you can take the sachet and just pretty much have the powder, and then you can just coat it onto the blade. Or if you want to be really fancy, you can actually just have it in your hand, and I'm holding it like this, so that way you can actually hit the blade. But for an example, have it out in front of you like so, and have your sachet of the snaking, and then you just focus on the tool apparatus thing that you're going to be stabbing with. Focus, look at it, say the intention in your mind, and then you blow, and the sachet is going to go right on. And if you want to be extra, careful, you can do it on one side, and then do it on the other, and then it'll be on there. Or if you want to keep it simple and not have a snakeskin dust all over the place, you can also just do it this way. You can just take like any oil, and you just simply just coat it on there. And I just like how that drop just went. That happens. But whenever you're coating a tool, what I like to do is have it be like end facing down, because what you're doing is you're going to be bringing it up. But in this case, since it's has the trident part, you would go all the way up, and then you finish it up at the top like that. And at least what I like to do, just like how I seal famine, that's the knife, that's that death dagger of mine. What I like to do is blow it, blow it to seal the intention in. Not blow like, no shish kebabbing. But when you blow it, God, nasty. The reason why that you like seal it like this is you're pretty much reinstating the intention. And since the water element, when you blow it, it dries it. So the intention gets sealed and it pretty much evaporates off the blade, or thing you're trying to infuse with whatever you're deeming fit to infuse it with. So now it's actually charged, and it's also a bit shinier. So now that this thing has snake oil or your snake sachet or whatever bloody snaky thingy you put on this thing, careful with snake venom. Careful with that one. But anyway, so now this thing has the qualities of the snake on it. So say if now we want to actually use this to, make a poor poppet be, oh, ouch. You would just simply have the poppet, whatever it is, and say, this poor dimwit needs a good, up the tush, and then you just focus on the poppet and realize what the target is, and pretty much just focus in, and then you just have at it as many times as you deem fit. And as soon as you're going to be putting the last strike through, I mean, if you want to, you could even do it, I would have to say, probably 8 times, because 8 is kind of more like, well, two snakes. You got one going this way, and then you got the other one going the other. So yeah, you can do it 8 times. And then with the last, stab, just have it be a really good, kind of just like, oh, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Except, when you stick something, you don't go, eh. No, like you go, And bonus points, if you really want to be fancy, having something be staked, just pick up your foot and go right on the back of the handle. That way, it goes right in there for, double assurance, or better yet, double tap it. But no, this isn't how you slay a vampire video. This is not how you do that, but anyway. Another thing you can also use when it's encased like this, you can actually pretty much use this as a tool now to pretty much do workings of healing. Because just like how the snake sheds its skin when it's, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What was that other girl? That other Slayer. What was her name? Was it Faith? I think it was Faith, wasn't it? Oh, look, it's that other Slayer. Yeah, the one that was the gothic. She's like, oh, great. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, she was just like not impressed. I missed this show, but anyway. So now, when you're doing workings, like if you're going to be doing like some healing work, okay, good, I remember. You can actually use this, because now you're going to be going into the 8th house energy when you're going to be using this to do medical things, because surgery, believe it or not, even though it's Scorpio, it does tie in with the snake. And like how earlier about, what was her name? Urkula saying about Ashlesha Nakshatra, which is symbolized by a snake. That's actually the medical part. Like the staff of, I'm going to try and pronounce this. If I know I'm going to say this wrong. Hermes staff, the rod of Apicius. It's the stick with 2 snakes around it. Yeah, that's actually on most of the hospital ambulance thingy mobinis. That's your Ashlesha Nakshatra. So using that, you can now pretty much say like, oh, my patella hurts. Okay, well, that's your kneecap, by the way. Yeah, that thing, Tammy, I'm not really, I know what it is. I know what it looks like. It's just, the name's like, what? But now since this thing has this, yeah. But now that this thing has the snake intent on it, say your kneecap is, yes. And that's really what it's meant for. It's actually meant for using it for medical. And actually, that's where it came from. And no, we're not going to bring, Penicus into this. Yeah, no. That's Scorpio. Yeah, that's like the inside joke. Whenever I hear or see that sign, I'm just going to go, that's Scorpio. He ain't slick. Don't you be thinking you're going to cut off 20 degrees of Scorpio just to put he who handles snakes in there. Not impressive, dude. Boo-hoo. Not our problem. You can't handle getting stung in the tush by a Scorpio. Oh well, just take it. Yeah, I don't get out much, so what? But anyway. So saying like your kneecap or your patella is in pain, what you can do, now you gotta be careful here. This is the part where you have to, use your head. Obviously, if this thing is bladed, or if you're using even a clear quartz crystal that is potentially sharp, don't be doing this. Don't be doing that. Use your head. Just simply cut it off just like that. Or you can also just like visualize you're just cutting away the BS, and just like that. Because if you have a bladed object, you gotta be you don't want to be like directly above. You want to make sure you're not too directly above the knee, just like that. Yes, cutting cords, exactly. Or you're just being like, oh look, my knees has been in some BS again. Just swap away. No, well, not swap. Just swat away the unnecessary BS. And yeah, you can definitely just use that by just having something just be coated with a snake oil, snake skin, or a snake mixture you got. Let's see here. What else we got? You can incorporate snake work when you're trying to I know, right? Oh, there is Kendra. Right on time. Yep, oh my gosh, the super snaky day. But yeah, we're talking about incorporating snakes into magical workings. And yeah, well, two of them. Wow, I can actually feel the difference. This one actually has like the snake on it. This one doesn't. This one's like, meh. This one's like, okay, this thing's ready to stab. Anyway, I'm gonna shift gears and actually start going into the ideas of how the divines that you can incorporate when doing workings involving snakes. Well, of course, we have our lovely lady Lilith. She's probably going to be one of the big ones. In a way, you can also say, I would, in a way, consider also Satanas as one. Because, as we know, Satanas is a realistic, practical, come on, be realistic, dude. Down to earth and serious and realistic. So, just like how it was said, it was like in the Garden of Eden when the serpent was like, Eve, you really think that fruit is gonna kill you? Stupid, just eat it. Yes. And just like the snake, Lilith knows how to just ebb and flow. Ebb and flow and be moving in a way that's very entrancing, because the way that a snake moves, I'm gonna not be overkill like last time, because I'm like, wow, Brendan, you're trying too hard. You're not Arabian, don't try it. But just like how a snake is able just to flow like that, it kind of just has that idea of like snake being entranced and intoxicated. And you're probably thinking, how can a snake make you feel intoxicated, dude? Like what I've defined before. Being intoxicated is you're intaking something that was outside of you internally. Yes, oh my gosh, I was being like, hypnotique, who wants a glass? No, not hypnotique. I think I'd probably get, a spear thrown at me if I drank alcohol on a live stream. But the way it moves, it kind of actually has the that impression of like making, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a belly dancer. Even if I tried, I probably would, throw out my hip. But I gotta give it to them those that can do it pretty well. That was supposed to be a clap because my hands are tied up. But when a snake is also, oh no, that was where I was going. Of course, Lilith is going to be one of the big ones, especially. But now you got to remember, seduction is not being in a way that is like vulgar and suggestive. It's pretty much influencing someone by having like potential thoughts or making the brain or like what they're trying to think, their thinking pattern become like a hamster on a hamster wheel. It's just like, oh, what does she mean? Did she mean this? Did she mean that? Maybe she meant this. Oh, I don't know what she's gonna do. I'm gonna just try this. And then that hamster wheel in their head, it just keeps going. And this, whoa, that almost just slipped. But the snake can also do that because it makes you go, oh, what is it gonna do? It looks like it's about to come back and, it's coiling up. It looks like it's about to jump. And, wow, I didn't think about that. The snake, too, can actually be used to kind of help, how am I going to put this? Like, say if you need a bit of a good, a good, love tap, like you need to get yourself motivated, well, just get Snakey-Snakey loaded. What? That makes no sense. Oh, kid. But like how when a snake is about ready to strike, it like curls up, and then it just and it springs forward. So maybe if there's something that you need a little bit of an extra bit of a boost to something, you could also just have your snake oil be applied to have the intention of being able to curl backward and then just go 0 to 100 to get you to make you spring much forward. That was a weird way of putting it. You can most definitely also use snake oil or, snake dust. What? You mean the snake skin dust that's crushed? Yes. Snake sachet. You can also use that to restrict something. Because when you have the snake constricting something, well, it goes chomp, and then it coils around. Yeah, like snake dust, as in meaning like, like the snake skin. You crush the snake skin, and you can also put in black pepper, poppy seed. If you wanted to put this one in there, you can put, well, but then again, if you're somebody who uses the lovely plant, let's just call her, there's Lisa. I've never burnt snake skin, because I'm like, I could get snake skin, but, the closest kind of snake I got is a rattler, and I don't want to get anywhere near that, because I might end up like that poor soul on holes. Holes like the Disney movie, not holes like no. No. Nasty. But with snake skin, when you're incorporating it or snake oil, the snake can also chomp on and then constrict. So it's kind of just like, yeah, we don't want to have that. I don't want to get bit by that, because it'd be like, well, does anybody know where my well's at? Because I just got bitten by a rattler. Okay, under the bed, good, everybody knows. But when a snake, like, hooks his fang into something small that it can do it chomps and then it constricts itself. So what you can do is, like, say if that's just mean, Brendan. Well, you gotta help the ladies out sometimes, or the men. Let's say there's someone, like a guy that you're dating, and he's letting his snake out too much. Hey, don't look at me. Sometimes it happens. And now you're kind of like, let me just give him a good wake-up call to not let his snake out too much. So then you can just simply, God, this is so mean, I don't care. You can get a black, like, cord, like, I wouldn't use wire. It's because it's supposed to be like St. Patrick's Day or whatever the heck, whatever his face is, from Ireland. He who banished all the snakes from Ireland's Day. Okay, but really this is supposed to be this All Snakes Day. And earlier, if I misread it, and I'm thinking like, wait a minute, I thought today was All Snakes Day, and I thought somebody's, I can't remember who said that. I'm thinking like, All Skanks Day? What? No! All Snakes Day, yeah. And that's why I'm also wearing green jade and my green. And this is, yeah. But you can use snake oil, or like the snake skin, You can also apply that to... I think so. I think so. And the whole thing is that it's kind of... I think they were... Celtic? I was about to say, like, what, British mythology? But I think it was... Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Crap, what was that saint's name? But whatever. But when you're using snake oil or like the snake skin, or when you're mixing it together with that, yes, okay, Irish. So then then that would be Celtic, right? If I'm ever wrong, don't be afraid to be like, "Hey, dummy, you're wrong." Go for it. I'd rather be told, "Let's correct it," than be like, "Oh, it's this." No. But when using when applying the snake, you can also use it for works that are restricting, and pretty much also, well, not really restricting in a way that keeps something bound and like detained and like permanent, but something kind of just like, okay, this thing is potentially getting out of hand, and this thing needs a good, uh-oh, it's been bitten, wrap around coil, and then it slowly dies. Great, I have to buy another woman chocolate. Oh well, I'm used to it. Thanks, Lisa. Anybody else want chocolate? Anybody else? So that way, you don't have to, be all cutesy with me. You can just say, chocolate boy, fine. No. But this kind of restriction and constriction working with a snake, it's meant to restrict and slowly kills, like slowly ends something. And that's kind of painful. But you can also use that concept, like say if somebody has a bit of a hissy-fitty mood and it is getting out of hand and is potentially dangerous, you can actually, except in this way, oh, I just remembered the other one, but like say somebody needs to change their mindset and their way of thinking and how their mind works, what you can do, you can get a skull candle, you can cut the wick piece off, and then you just make that, or snobby, no, snakes can't twerk, kid. Don't say snake and twerk. Come on, dude, use your head. They don't even have, they don't even have the hips to, well, I mean, they do have hips, but they're not honker size to do that. Come on, kid, use your head. I don't know why I was going to say that. But with snakes, though, when you're wanting to put it like on somebody's way of thinking, you make that skull candle, or you can just use a regular skull piece. You get a piece of twine, preferably black, because with black, I mean, you can also use white, but I would probably use black or purple. So you just cut off your string, and then you pretty much coat it with the snake oil or the snake sachet, and then pretty much you just infuse it with the energy of the snake with the intention of pretty much insert, out of hand meanie head's name here, as this twine makes contact with your skull, and it's being tacked onto you, or fanged into you, as it holds that way of thinking and the way that your mind works and the way that is hissy-fitty, slowly but surely constricts and then transforms into something far more hospitable and better. And then you just go around and around up until you get to the last bit of it, and then you just can either tie it like that, or if you can't tie it, you just do the lovely MacGyver, and you can just get some wax that's melted, get the last bit of it on there, and just just like wax tap it. Wax tap? Okay. Well, trademark. Just wax tap it. No. Melted wax and then just, that way it stays. But if you're having it like in a piece that's like metal or ceramic, you can use tape if you'd like. But the idea, as long as that's on there, it's gonna take some time, because you know how a snake just goes crushes and twists. It's gonna take some time for that thing to grip and then go, yeah, like that. But it's gonna be like, it's gonna kind of like, you know, get a grip and then just slowly squeeze and wring out all that BS out of their head. Just like a washcloth. We're just gonna strain all that BS out of this person's head. Okay. Now, and when they start behaving again, don't take it off just yet. Just keep it there, just to make sure. And then as time goes on, be like, okay, we can let this thing go now. And then hopefully it'll stay the same. Because this kind of constriction is actually meant to, you know, have something be influenced in a way that's a bit mean, but it allows it to stop, and then that way something new can come in. You can also say, if you want to curse someone, like let's say more of a like infecting them with a malefic intent. Like say if somebody, oh, let's go back to the one, you know, with the dimwit that, you know, just lets the snake out too much, and you know makes it slither too much. What you can do, most definitely you can do this. You can either just use a regular white candle, or if you want to be extra, you know, extra credit worth, you can get one of them candles shaped like a man part. It is what it is. It exists. Whatever. We're all ladies here, kind of. What you would do, you just simply inscribe on there, whoever's the poor soul gonna get hit by this. And then you just put your personal concern. And you can also, this is when you can also use the spirit powder method that I told you last night. But if you haven't seen last night's video, I'll make it quick again. What you do is you get a sheet of paper, you write down the person's name and date of birth if you know it. If you don't know it, no biggie. You write down their name, and then pretty much in one sentence, describe them as much as you can. I say one sentence because we don't want you writing, well, he also curly hair, but his face has an olive tone to it. His whole skin is like healthy olive toned. He's tall. He doesn't have any hair. He's packing. He has a lot of muscles. Don't make it too long. Just make it, you know, to a point where we're like, okay, that's who it is. And that's the name. Because then that's when you're going to write the same person and that sentence describing them 9 times. And then after you're done writing it 9 times, you then just cut each one into like a slip. And then one by one, you take a heat-resistant bowl apparatus thing, a cauldron. And then one by one, you light it on fire, drop it. And then after when you burn the last one, the remnants, the ashes of that, there's your spirit powder. So now with that spirit powder, that is going to be your personal concern. So whenever say like, okay, now we're going to influence this man nasty piece candle, you're going to take your spirit powder and just put it on there. Or, you know, that looks nasty. That's going to be vulgar, whatever. You blow it on there. And if you really want to, you know, get your hand grip exercise, just like that. But make sure you inscribe the person's name on there and whatever you're deeming fit to be put on it. And also put on the intention as well. This would be, probably you would want to mainly use a white one, because the color white is much easier to influence. If you're using a black one, it can work. I'm freezing up? Ow. Where? How am I freezing up? Am I good? I'm stopping because I don't want people to go like, why is he stopping? Here, look. I think I have an idea. Hold on. Am I good? Good? Yay? Nay? Meh? Still good? If I'm still alive, let me know. If I'm dead, well, no, I'm not dead. Get that looked at, dude. Am I still here? I don't know. If I'm okay, say so. If I'm not okay, okay. Okay, kinky. That's kinky, dude. No. God. But when you have now that candle all, you know, dusty, and you have it all inscribed, but primarily, again, as I was saying, I just remembered, white candle would probably be the best, in my opinion. You could use black, but the thing with the color black, though, of course, it can be used for the hexing and protecting work, and, you know, kind of the meaning kind of a work. But with the color black, it also is like it completely overtakes something, no matter what color it is. No matter what it is, black is like mine. Nope, you're not getting it back. It's like an abyss. But with white though, it's the same. It's also receptive, but it dilutes it. Since white takes in anything, I would probably use like a white one. But if you're wanting to keep it more like focused on like a specific person, and if you want to use the skin tone, it is what it is. You can use that too. And then don't be trying to think that you can curse Homer Simpson because well, there's a yellow one, so I'm going to curse Homer Simpson for being stupid. Okay, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but no. But after when the candle is all inscribed and all that, before you light it, I mean, you can also use it as a. That's mean. You can also use that candle, that main part candle that's shaped like it. You can cut the wick off. And now that you know this is now supposed to be his, that's when you just constrict it with the same thing that I told you with the skull candle. Oh, that's mean. You just cut the tip. Sucks to be him. And, yeah, there's your... Well, there's your sausage puppet. God. I can't. I honestly, I just can't because it's just so funny to me. Ugh. Yeah, so now that you have... Now that the... Screw it, I'm gonna just go with it. Now that the meat's prepped, that's when you take your black cord that's supposed to be the snake part. Tie it all up like that. And then just, wax tap it. And make sure, it's on there and all that. So now, pretty much now, his poor, snake is now being, restricted and constricted. It's going to go from a state thinking that it can go out and slither where it pleases. Now it's going to be like, I don't want to go out. No. It'll be constricting that part that wants to go out there and just all over the bad. Where it wants to be going out like wherever it pleases, which sometimes is not a good idea for that. It'll actually have that part kick the bucket, and then it'll transform into something that's like, I'm comfy where I'm at. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm going to stay safe in here. Besides, it's warmer. What the heck is all this, why am I in the trees? Horrible. But that's another way you can also use it. But if you're going to be burning the candle down, that's up to you. You can. Keep the twine onto it, because when it burns down, the twine will also catch fire, and it'll actually send it into the ether. And now you're probably thinking, okay, well, what about the remains of this thing? Simple. If you live with them, this ought to be a good one. If you happen to live with them, keep it, I would probably most likely keep it in, possibly either the bedroom. And when you're going to be putting it in the bedroom, this is so horrible, Brandon. Don't do this. Screw it. Say, like, you can put it. I'm dead serious. Say like if you have like a tissue disposer thing, like a tissue box, take all the tissues out, put it right in there. Just leave it in there. Because every time, when, he loses control and has to have a tissue, uh-oh, I got a feeling I got to, keep it in a safe spot now, not let it out anymore. Whoop. Triggered. Activated. Nope. I don't think I should be, using this thing outside of the house. Good. Because if you do, it might get its head cut off. Another place you can also put it, funny enough, is also the underwear drawer, because that's the most closest piece of clothing that it's going to get to. But you have to make sure you put it in a position and in a way that it's not going to be like, why is there wax in my underwear drawer? I don't know. That's what happens when you let it out too much. Things happen and you don't even know what's going on. Bad kid. You can... that one probably may not be the most ideal. Because if you also put it in the bathroom, the thing is, if it gets a bit too close to somebody else that's innocent, well, no, I don't think that actually affect anybody. Just gotta make sure that the person that is being focused on somehow gets in its vicinity. So you probably, like, say if he has his own place and it was just him there, splendid. Just go over to what is that? And then you just pretty much just go right on the back of it. Like how the bowl kind of goes like down like that. Just go right underneath the back, wax tap it. Just leave it there and go. Okay, well, I'm gonna head home. You sure? Yeah, my stomach doesn't feel good. So now every time when he goes into the bathroom, that little snake working's gonna be like, don't let me out. You do, you're gonna get bitten. Don't do it. Yeah. And that's pretty much like how when you have spell remains, whenever the target or what you're influencing comes into contact with the vicinity of it, like in the immediate area where it's at, the intention goes off. It's like a trap, kind of. But when it gets discovered, that's when it might be bad. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like having... it's just the way that I like teaching. I like people getting a nice ab workout when, I teach them because, laughter is good for the soul, and so is, the stomach. It's a good way to tone it, too. You also can... Let's see. Well, of course, there's always the typical... If you want to be doing, like, some intimidation work, domination work, you can definitely use the snake in that regard. Because usually, more times than not, the person that you're going to be using dominating work or intimidating work or bend over work, whatever it is, or, controlling work, well, whenever you put a snake in there, they're going to be like, oh, God, it's a python. Well, if you happen to put a python on there, that'd be quite the way of really constricting something. And I'm going to say this now. Do not play, please. Do not, if you want to, more power to you, but for the Lord of Lanta. If you're doing a working that involves a snake, do not play Nicki Minaj's Anaconda song. Because that's going to be like, my anaconda, oh. My anaconda, oh, snap, boy, you just done gun messed up. No, yeah. Why? But if you want to use that, you can. And kind of make it, hysterical at the same time when you're hexing them. Yeah, anaconda, Yeah, anaconda, Yeah, anaconda ain't gonna be out no more. I don't know. It ain't gonna go out no more, so keep that door shut. Oh my good Lord. Oh. Oh. Yep, yeah, anaconda, yeah, anaconda, yeah, anaconda ain't gonna be let out, so keep that door shut. Oh. Lord. That is precise. Oh my god. Well, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have an aspen. Give me my. Oh. Thank goodness for replays. Oh, I took my own breath away. I didn't know I could do that. Actually, wait a minute. Is there a way that you can actually like save? I don't know. I'll have to check the save highlight for the next time or whatever. But still. Whew. But still, yeah. Actually, now I can kind of definitely say if you need to, kind of reinforce that idea of like, you're gonna keep that anaconda in the cage, and if you let it out, make sure when you seal your door shut, make sure that it doesn't get caught in there. Oh, ow. Oh well. When you let it out too much, that's what happens. You risk, zipping it. God, Brendan, stop it. I am so sorry, any men that are in the room. I'm so sorry. But come on. It's laughter, okay? It's good for your health. But what else is there? You can also incorporate the snake into, like I was saying, if you're wanting to be a little bit more, like say if you're trying to work on your communication, like if you're trying to like speak in a way that's a bit more graceful and a little bit more entrancing or intoxicating, you can actually, yes it is, makes you live longer. Even though probably you don't want to be putting this in the drink, what you can do instead, give me this cup thingy. So, hey, you have like a cup. Well, this one has a hummingbird on it, but still. What you can do is you can actually enchant the cup. Don't put the oil into the cup, but enchant the cup on the outside. So now, whatever you're drinking out of this ceramic drink, no wait. Oh, there's coffee left. Just had it, I'm sorry. So whatever's in this fluid holding apparatus, just say a cup, kid. Why are you making it too hard on yourself? But whatever's in this cup, when you give it the intention of like, as I drink from this mug or cup, let the drink, when it what's that called? When it submerges my, that sounds so weird, but we'll go with it. When the drink in this cup submerges my, as the fluid drains, I shall speak in a way that has grace and poise, like a snake. There we go. So, having that intention, okay, we're now going to be speaking in a way that has a bit of a flow, poise, but it can be quite the chomp if needed. God. I cannot get that out of my head now. Oh, look, it's that guy that made that Nicki Minaj parody. The one that goes like, Anaconda don't, you better. God. I can't get that out of my head. Now it's stuck in my head. Whatever. What else is there? Since there's also, there are some snakes that can actually like stride on the water, like move on top of the surface of the water. You can also use snakes to help you like navigate on the astral plane or the spirit world. So like saying if you're wanting to do like a meditative working and you're wanting to go onto the other side and being able to stride and move like elegantly or gracefully and move with flow, what you can do is take your snake oil again, or snake powder, but be careful with it because make sure it's not gonna make it get in your mouth. Just get a little bit of it and then plop it right there on the third eye, like that. And then if you want to be technical, you would also put it there, back on the ears, back on the neck, and then the sides. And then you just be in the state, and then as you're letting your third eye and imagination go all over the place, practically, Visualize yourself being on top of the surface of the water, like a giant ocean, and then there you are on the astral side, and then just let yourself slither your way through and just explore. And because it's also up, snakes can go, you can also submerge yourself more if you want to go into like deeper parts of like your inner being with it, because snakes can actually just go burrow even on land or in the water. Take a dive in and see how far you can go. If you'd be like, oh, no, 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 we've gone down way too many layers of the shadow work. No, no, no. You can just go down to where you feel comfortable. Because a snake is also very adaptable. And also, say if you actually want to connect to a tree. Didn't think about this one, did you? What you can do, like say if you have a tree outside that's really old and you wanted to connect to it, yep, sea snake. If you wanted to connect to, like say, like a California redwood tree and get like some, well, intel, that's a weird way to put it. Like if you're wanting to get a message or some kind of something from a tree, like its history, or if you wanted to connect with a certain tree, what you can do, I mean, this would probably be better if you put like 1 drop in the bath. You can add your snake oil into the bath, submerge yourself, and then as soon as you're submerged for however long for deemed fit, drain the bath water, step out, air dry. I know it's going to be like, oh, I'm freezing to death, but when you air dry, anything that doesn't need to be going in internally, it'll just go evaporate off, but you'll be pretty much be infused with that snake quality. So pretty much what you then do is you go to that tree that you're wanting to, gain like insight from. All you have to do is take your hand, put it on the tree. And as you're connecting to the tree, just simply, while looking at where your hand was placed, just visualize yourself just be turning into a serpent. And then what you're doing is, you're coiling and climbing the tree internally. And then you're just going through all the branches and everything. And you're exploring all the tree's being. Like to see what it's seen and connect with it. And then get all the information that you can from it. And then as soon as you're done, you just slid your way back to your hand, back to the body, you're back. That's another way you can go about it. Because snakes can climb trees. And if you want to be extra crazy, you can, in a way, take like an aspect of yourself. Like say if you live in a place where there's a lot of trees, any kind of trees will do. And say, if you have somebody coming through and messing with your stuff, or, messing with your property, or trying to be slick. Or even better yet, this is horrible though. Say like you have people that come around your house that you don't want them to come around anymore. Okay. That same thing that I talked about. You put your hand on the tree again, and then you just climb yourself back up. And then you pretty much take like a small fragment of your astral body. You make a servitor out of it, and then you give it the idea of like, look, whenever insert dummies here comes close to my property, home, or whatever, stay here, and whenever they come, I want you to jump on them from behind so they don't expect it, and then come back to your physical body. So now pretty much you have like a snake sentry, just like, okay, I'm gonna wait until they sneak their way in, and I'll sink my fangs into their neck. Yeah, you have a serpent ready to strike in the tree. So once somebody crosses that booby trap mark, oh well, looks like they're gonna get a. Ow! What is the back of my neck hurt? Oh, I don't know what that is, but I feel like I'm gonna. Oh. But yeah, that's another thing you can do. Kind of like booby trap your property with secret. Oh gosh, secret slithery men. Dang it. What else we got? I mean, there's a lot of ways that I've taken this like the snakes and all that. I'm actually quite surprised with what I've come up with, because at first I was gonna be like, okay, snake oil, snake skin, and the snake sachet. They can use it for simple hexing, imbuing a blade, ritual piece, and then, you know, when you make contact with something, it gets infected. You can do that. Poison something, heal something. But for now, I'm kind of like for some reason teaching you how to booby trap trees. So when someone walks past the tree that you don't like and they kind of need to be told to piss it, uh-oh, snake trap activated. But that's just an idea. Of course, there's also doing like an evil eye, but that's kind of like, well, that would be like Medusa's Gorgon gaze, but that's like the evil eye. Because, I mean, there's infinite, and there's so many other possibilities you can incorporate the snake with. Like, say if you also want to be a little bit more, having a lot of more dexterity and a lot of agility, and like, say if you're wanting to become more, you know, in tune or instinctual to like nature, because the snake is like on the ground, and what they can actually do, they can actually feel to know like, oh, splendid, there's gonna be an earthquake, because they're on the ground and they can actually feel the earth like shaking. So what you can do, yep. Oh, Jen. Does anybody want to, you know, would anybody like to pretty much like like would anybody like to you know, like sing that Nicki Minaj parody that I just came up with that a few minutes ago? Because yeah, I'm talking about incorporating snakes into like incorporating snakes into spell work, and for some reason, my brain was like, "Now, don't you be thinking it's a good idea to be playing a Nicki Minaj's Anaconda song," and then out of nowhere just came out like this. Your anaconda ain't. Your anaconda ain't. Your anaconda ain't gonna be left out, so keep that door shut. God. Anaconda, I'm sorry. But, yes. Working with snake skin with Lilith is very good, because it's just like, I'm gonna be shedding this this BS off me. Yeah, is you're shedding the part that's not really like uplifting and the best, like the better part of yourself. So you're just like, I'm blowing this. Horrible. Bad, Brendan. Don't be talking nasty like that. I'm also going to grab this little booklet and find one page. Hold on. Okay, got it. I was lying on my face trying to get this thing. So. Okay, a serpentine. Where is that bloody page at? Okay. You done having that thing between your legs making noise? Because you're gonna have to put that. No, don't. And probably the stone that's most likely most connected to snakes. I'm gonna see if anybody said anything. Yep, exactly. Exactly, Jen. Majestic. The stone that's the most, I would have to say most connected to snakes. Oh, and also, I got this thing too, Jen. I'm going to activate this thing, and hopefully I don't blind anybody, especially myself. Nothing's happening. Oh, no wonder I'm pressing the wrong button. Let there be... Oh, my... Well, I've seen the light, and now I'm blind. Now, chill. But yeah, there's that. Yes. Bloodstone's good. What was the other one you said? Red Jasper is another... Well, yeah, because that's a... Is this thing... Yeesh, she's like, this thing turns ultra... It turns ultra bright. Wait, stop it. What? Okay, this thing's driving me nuts. There we go. Stop it. Just be simple. No, too bright. Stay. But like how the stone serpentine. Yeah, this is the stone that's the most. I would have to say probably the most connected to snakes, unless if you want to also include snakeskin jasper. I'm definitely kind to myself. I'm definitely kind with myself. It's just in a way that it's kind of like esoteric. Like it's a way that I know I am who I am. I'm comical and I'm whimsical, and sometimes I tell myself, "Well, kid, sometimes your jokes make me think, how in the heck did you come up with that? Oh, I forgot. You have an Aquarius brain. That's why." But serpent, serpent, serpentine, not serpentine. Let's see here. Serpentine is one of the best stones for rousing the Kundalini energies. The serpent power said to reside at the base of the spine. Serpentine is also a good stone to place on the meridian points for clearing blocked energies and allowing the healthy natural flow to be reestablished. That sounded so nasty. It is powerful for working energetically to bring the old reptilian part of the brain into the service of the higher brain. In many people, due to psychic wounds from one's family and culture, the reverse is the case. Carrying, wearing, or meditating with serpentine can establish the order intended by nature, bringing peace and joy to the individual, and never baiting. Oh, rever baiting, not never baiting. Like, you're never baiting this. You anaconda never baiting this, so keep that door shut. Why am I... Now that's like my new catchphrase. It ain't gonna. Or about... God. However, like... Okay. Nature, bringing peace and joy to the individual and reverberating into the outer world. Okay, that was a weird word. Serpentine harmonizes with seraphonite. That's odd. For the rewiring of unhealthy brain patterns. Herderite? Phenakite? Oh, that's a big yes. Narrowite, sociolite, and azotite can all help this process by bringing the higher brain areas. Anodolite, very funny. Anodolite and Tibetan tektite can reinforce serpentine's energies in the Kundalini awakening. Other stones that harmonize with serpentine are amethyst, moonstone, Libyan gold tektite, golden labradorite, zincite, tiger's eye, emerald, green jade, purple jade, and stormbolite. Stormbolite? How is that even a stone? I don't know if that's really a stone. Stormbolite? Well, but then again, I mean, there is a stone in here that's called, what was it? No, wait, I don't even know what that is. Like Catholic light? No, wait. Catholic light. Like cathedral quartz. But pretty much that's like the stone, one of the most connected to serpents for stone-wise, that is. I guess you can also technically say the green jade, and like what I'm wearing. Here, I'll show you. Alley-oop. Like green jade, that's another stone you could say. So is Amazonite, which is the kind of the light green bluey one. There's also, well, this one's kind of like Setstell pastel jade, which is like, I like to call it green candy jade. This is the little ones right there, that's jade. Like legit jade, not jade. Jade, not jadeite. Then there's what's that? How do you pronounce that? Malachite? Yeah, the little, those things. Green jade, and then we have, this is where it gets interesting. The little, sit still. I said sit still. You see like the little ones right here? The little ones? That is green tiger's eye or snake eye stone. Weird, I know. And then topping it all off, we have green aventurine, and then the green jade again. Yep, and then the big honker green jade in the back. Yes. Uh, and every time when I put it on, it pulls my hair. Every time. Doesn't fail. Easy there. Don't have to be yelling like, oh, look. No, I got nothing. And really, other than that, that's what I got for, you know, the snake oil as for like right now. So at this moment, I'm going to have the floor be open for questions or anything you deem fit that's practical. So if you would like any questions answered regarding any kind of magical stuff or the witchycraft stuff, or like my opinion on how you should do a working of any kind or some kind. Yep, and it's funny because most of the stones that I have, I've actually had since day one. Where's my first piece? I'm gonna try and see if I can find it. Because I remember when I got this one heart-shaped stone. Oh, there it is. Come here, little thing. Yeah, I know you're chipped. Come on. Come on. While I'm young. This was actually like my first. Well, I did have another like an amethyst geode many moons ago, but long gone now. But like when it was the first stone that I began working with, it was this little guy, and I've had him for a long time. But yeah, clear quartz heart, and wow, yeah. I don't know if the camera's picking up on it. Come on, focus, you stupid thing. But the whole thing, like right here, yeah, you can kind of see he got a bit nicked right there. But yeah, I've had this thing for a long time. And it's like, I'm tough. Yep, still tough. Um, yeah. And I did also make a new piece, but if I'm taking the screen thing off, nobody think you can pinch me because, yeah, no pinching. Because if you're going to be pinching me, well, don't make me get that, you know, anaconda noping stuff out of here. No, Brendan, don't bring that up again. Now it's going to be stuck in your head again. Good job, kid. Now you got it stuck in your head. I made this. No, not that one. And don't mind the people yelling in the background again. Don't mind them. There's nothing I can do about that. Where the heck did that other one go? I just had it. Where the heck did it go? Come back, you bloody flathead. Yeah, whatever. I will just... Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. But, there they are. Come here, you pinky, spanky. So, whoop, hey, easy. Okay. I know. Alright, so don't mind again in the background. So my newest piece, my newest hot mess. Well, not really a hot mess, but this lovely thing. This is a hematite with... sorry. This is hematite headshot. It's hematite at the bottom, like the bottom. And yeah, that thing has some weight to it. Probably weighs as much as me. No. Hematite, and then this is garnet at the bottom. Then this is smoky quartz, or I like to call it shadow quartz. Onyx, and then we go alley-ope up to the top. We have, I believe, rhodonite, and then it goes rhodochrosite, rhodonite, rhodochrosite all the way up until it becomes onyx again, and then the smoky quartz or shadow quartz, and then we finish it all off with sugilite or sugilite or whatever. Yeah, that sassy purple stone that doesn't, put up with anybody's BS. It's like amethyst, but it's like in the face, if that makes sense. And then, well, I like wearing this one anyway. There's that one. If I can get this. If I can remember how to put on a bracelet. Oh, come on, kid. You're not that dim-witted. I hope. Then we're going to put... Then there's this one, which is the Shadow Quartz Onyx and the Rhodies again. And then this last one, which is probably my absolute favorite. The one on the back. Hmm. Yes. I just saw that message. Yes. I think personally, if, in my opinion, oh, look who's deciding to drop in. All right, lovely, come on through. So, this is at least what I think about him. You know, after when Lilith's children got murdered by them angelic pigeon men because she refused to go back with them. What do you mean you're not going to come back with us? God wants it. Do you mind? I have children to take care of. You must come back with us at once, or we're going to kill your kids. You really think I'm going to listen to somebody that sounds like a snobby Adeline Englishman? Fine, off with their hands. Are you going to come back now? Why don't you get going before I make you into, barbecue chicken wings? Fine, what a shame. We go. So, after when her children were killed by them, she had this very vengeful, very spiteful build up in her to the point where she wanted vengeance. So she went back into the Garden of Eden when Eve was created, and after when God was telling them, no, you must not eat from this tree. Well, why is that, Father? It'll kill you. What's it called? The tree of knowing it all. Don't eat it. But why? It'll kill you. I don't know how, but okay, we won't eat it. Don't do it. Lilith overheard that and was thinking, Eve walking minding her own business. Oh, it's that tree I shouldn't eat from. Seriously, girl? Who are you? I'm the serpent. Stupid. Why are you hanging on that tree? Just showing you it ain't gonna kill you. Don't you think? If it was gonna kill you, don't you think it would kill me too? Why don't you just take a bite out of it? Why don't you just take a bite out of it? It's just fruit. You think fruit is gonna kill you? No. There's a reason why Fruity and ladies get along so well. They have the same soul. Just take a bite. But God told me not to. Oh, stupid. Thinking that fruit's gonna kill you. No, no, no. Just stay stupid. Just stay stupid. Alright, I'll take a piece. Okay, make sure you give it to Adam too. Okay. Adam, take a bite of this. What is this? Is this the fruit from that tree we weren't supposed to eat? No. It was actually from the bush next to it. So he took a bite, and then after when he took the chomp, Lilith was like, got him. Perfect. Now for the rest of humanity will be always ruined. Oh, what a shame. His perfect creation is now forever ruined. Oh, darn. Maybe you should try again next time when you try and think you got lucky, dude. And that's what you get for, having you pigeons go and kill my children. So then God outcasted them. Because from that point onward, logically and technically, every human being that's born is infected with that sin virus, to be technical. So Lilith got her vengeance for having her children be killed, and also at the same time, too, getting back at God for advocating her be violated. By being like, oh, okay. You think you're going to get away with that? Oh, how about this? That beautiful creation you have? Guess what? Forever ruined. Don't look at me. I was the one who didn't advocate rape and couldn't handle being boo-balled. Whoops. Well, from that point onward, every person that's born has that infection. I'm putting it like that because it's like technically whatever. So yeah, that's one part. And then the part where she got Adam. It was then Adam wandered off into the wilderness and died. But, the few extra lines that were taken out because religious men were all like, we cannot have this in the book. Because if we have it in the book that, the first man was taken out by the first lady, what is the world going to think about us? We must edit it out. But in reality, it was like this. And so Adam ventured off into the wilderness alone. For days and nights he wandered, all by himself. Sophitia? Like the spirit of the earth, Sophitia? That's interesting. That is really interesting. If they're thinking it's Sophia, because Sophia, in my opinion, isn't Sophia also Gaia? Because it's the spirit of earth, which would be Gaia, right? But still. As Adam wandered off into the wilderness, unknown to him, a familiar and lovely. Clever. It's just probably a different name, but that's just me. So, as Adam's wandering off in the wilderness all by himself, unknowingly to him, he was being stalked by a familiar face. And man, she wants vengeance, and now knowing she can kill him and he'll die, the more she is in pursuit. As he walks completely unaware, from behind, she pursues. After wandering for so long, he takes his rest. Okay, so it's not Gaia? Okay. So Sophia, who's yeah. I was gonna say, so Sophia, here. Excuse me while I grab the Toro Apaki that's right quick, because I know that deck is depicting it. Like, here, let me see if I can find the card. But as I'm finding the card, just like how I said. So Adam decided to rest. Yeah. But it's kind of a little bit odd for me to think, because I'm thinking, okay, different name, okay, but that awkward moment when I'm like, all divines exist and they're all unique. That awkward moment, like, oh, Gaia, Sophia? Wait a minute. Tara? Wait a minute. You're the same thing? Wait a minute. Jeb? What? How, what? Okay, so one of you saying Mother Earth is a dude. Another one of you saying is, a woman. What? That's kind of the disadvantage with my thinking style. Let's see, where is that bloody thing? There it is, this thing. Well, not this thing. But supposedly, I think it's supposed to be... Oh, so like how you see that and like that, angelic pigeon woman figure right there. Supposedly in the Twirl Apocalypse, that's supposed to be Sophia. I believe that's Sophia. That's supposed to be depicting her. And I see the Big Dipper behind one of her wings, the one that's closest to the pointy thingy, that's sharp. Yeah. I think that's her. It's supposed to be her, but as what Lilith was doing. Yeah, when you simplify 27, you get the number 9. And the number 9 is that one last minor tweak that has to be done before you get to 10. And then you go all the way back to 1 again. But as Lilith noticed that Adam took his rest on the tush, that was when she struck. As he sat, he looked up, and all of a sudden, he'd go back. Surprised to see Lilith not even aged at all. He was only to see her, the last thing to see. Yeah, Lilith took him out. And what's even more funny, to be technical, Lilith never ate from that tree, so technically she's not infected with sin. So then from that, we have she's immortal. Dum dum dum. Uh-oh, I think I just threw a wrench in that whole system. Oh well. So she didn't sin. It's like, God, I need help. She's not submitting to me. I can't get her to do what I want. Oh, really, dude? You really expect me not to submit to someone who can't handle themselves? Whoa, Lord. Do you want me to put you in a baby's crib? Don't be too dependent on Mama. God, that's so horrible, but it's funny. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, if she never ate from that tree, she doesn't have that sin in her, to be technical. So she can't die. She's immortal, for technically, yeah. And to be even more technical, this is kind of cheating, but who cares? Don't look at me, it was how it was written. So, Our Lady Mary, I just call her that because that's like her title, so I'm going with it. She obviously must have been born from somebody who was of Adam and Eve, like way later down the line of generations. So technically, does that mean she has the sin virus too? Okay. So then when Christ came in, wouldn't you think he also would be infected with sin because mother is a carrier of the virus? And, being born into the world, oh, he's infected with sin too. Whoops. Now we're going into biology and anatomy and stuff. If there's if the parent has like a disease, and especially if I think if it's the mother too, there's a potential for the disease to be passed on to a child, especially if it's like a very blood like ancestral related. Whoops. Oh no, I just blew that wide open. Oh well. That's exactly why you don't alter the books, because the minute you alter the books, now you done gonna messed it up. Now it kind of don't make sense. Kind of like that great king adorned in gold and all the precious stones in Ezekiel, I think. Yeah. Oh, are they talking about Lucifer in his bling? You pretty much led your deceit of anger and violence, world widespread trade, widespread negotiations and marketing and negotiating and bartering. How's that evil? That's like, business. What's wrong with business? People can't negotiate? You must give me this for this price. That's boring, dude. No. But also Taurus ruling, the precious stones. I can't. It still makes me think, oh, did you guys happen to take that from, I don't know, astrology? How Venus is like, oh no, I'm in front of the sun now, you can't see me. 3 weeks later, hey everybody, I'm still alive. I've come back from the dead, and I'm rising up again. Just like what Lucifer said. I will rise up once again. 3 weeks later. Oh, look at that. Told you. Oh no, there's some more of my people I need to go back and save. Goes back down to Earth, like goes retrograde, goes between the sun, rescues them, comes back out. Because there's a common belief that when people hear him speak, it's like, oh look, there's honey. How is it able to talk? If honey could talk, supposedly that's what he sounds like. That sounds like Taurus. Or somebody's second house having Taurus in it. Because Taurus rules the throat. And the throat, not the words. The throat is how your tone, that sounds so bad. Your tone comes from your throat. The words you use comes from the next house over, the third house. That's your communications. Because the throat also is where you can hear somebody sing and how they speak. They're just like that. That's second house in Taurus, because that's one of the ways that's like one of the things that you can use to please the senses. But also technically the third house if you're one of those people that likes hearing big words and think, wow, what does that word mean? Dictionary, please. That's impressive. But some people don't like having their brain poked and like, oh, what does that do? No. But yeah, Taurus ruling the gemstones and also the voice. So Oh, and well, let's just throw this in there too, because why not? The seventh house of partnership, spouse figure, and negotiations, contracts, commitments. Pax. Oh, look at that. Oh, of course, Lucifer rules that because that's Libra, and that's where the courthouse is. And the left-handed path people love. Well, it's not really seen, but like I believe it's theistic, or because that's what I believe what I was, or spiritual. Because I'm not really the best one with identifying it. All that I remember is like when I was pretty much learning it on the side. I came from oh crap, Joy of Satanas. I miss that side so much. It's not an Angel Fire anymore, and if you know Angel Fire, oh yeah, did she just like appear like in a quick flash? Because she also appears at times like an owl, just sitting there, just like who, you know who. I'm quite the hoot. You call me a hooter, you're gonna get your, you probably are gonna gargle, some blood in your mouth. Don't call me a hooter. Yeah, don't do that. That's a no-no. Please don't do that. I'm serious. Please don't do that. No. But I saw that back there. Don't think you didn't think I noticed that. Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was Joy of Satan on Angel Fire. I don't know. Hi, Dolly. Hello, Dolly. You're here for, you know, watch the replay afterwards because you'll actually hear me do a Nicki Minaj parody of Anaconda, of all the things. Probably thinking, what? You made a parody of that? How? I wonder how that sounds like. Just go back and listen. Anyway, so where was I going with that? I just had it and I lost it. But primarily, where was I gonna go with that? I just had and I lost it again. Gosh, that stupid Aquarius mind of mine. It's kind of a little strange how some, like how it's, oh no, I remember now. Dunk, wakey, wakey, kid. Like, I haven't found if, like, Joy of Satanas' site's back up again. Yep, totally worth the rewind, yeah. If I know, I'll say it after I finish with this. I don't know if their site's up anymore, and I've tried to look, and I can't find it anymore. But if it is up, you're gonna see me be like, oh, it's like going back to your favorite candy store. Yeah, I remember those days, what I used to do when I was at work. When I was working in communist land, like Walmart. I just call it that, okay? It's a joke. For goodness sakes. Just take the joke. When I used to work there on my break and all that, every time I just got on my phone and I just started reading. Went back to work, lunchtime, reading, reading, reading. Last stretch for until last break, reading, reading. Clock out, went home, reading. Yeah. So I was always reading something else different on the site. Except the parts that's like propaganda. Nope, don't want it. Conspiracy theories. What does this have to do with Satanas? Get out of here. I don't want it. Nope. If it doesn't have anything to do with this, get it out of my face. Get it out of my life. I want nothing to do with it. Then afterwards, yeah, that's. Hey, milkshake. I saw you up there. Don't. No. 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 Oh. Who here has her? I don't know why. I guess he wants to make it known again. Who here has heard my first experience with King Paimon? Who have I told so far that's in this room right now about King Paimon and my experience with him? I know Kindred knows, and believe. But for me, I'm just like, what? What is going on here? How come this is going down the way that it went? And I didn't know King Paimon could breakdance. I'm serious. Breakdance. Like, what? Clever. And on off of a camel? Wow. So, I don't know if... Oh, okay. Oh, good. Dolly doesn't know. So, a few nights ago, for some reason, I just felt pulled just to, go towards King Paimon. So what I did... Oh, good. So, yeah, you get to hear the story again and also see the look on my face, be all like, what in the world? So, for some reason, I was being pulled to go towards King Paimon, so please hold while I find his card. 30,000 years later, I know. I would go faster, but, I don't want to miss him. Well, I mean, there's one thing for sure. You cannot miss him, and yeah, you can't forget him. There he is. So, decided, okay, King Paimon, I'll go towards you, since you're kind of like pulling at my ankle. So, King Paimon. I looked up his sigil, and I just stared at it for a little bit. Just stared at it. And focused into state. And as I was focusing into state, as I... Wait a minute. Whoops. Wrong button. Yeah, he's like... Oh, well, I wouldn't say wild, because at least for me, he was kind of a little sassy, but he's kind of like, what's his name? Yeah, exactly. Just like that. But the way this happened, I was looking at his sigil, and I pretty much purposely, like, white background of the sigil. What I did is I actually erased the circle part. The circle part of the sigil that has, like, the name, like, spread out with it. I just erased the circle, and I just had the sigil in the middle. Like, get that circle crap out of here. It's just what I do, and it somehow makes them better. Makes them easier to connect, and mostly positive all the time. So, as I was focusing, then I just felt like, okay, I'm in a different state of awareness now. So then I look up with my mind's eye, then I see in front of me, pretty much like from like where that dresser is, all the way to the door. Here, I'm gonna try and twirl this thing from that dresser all the way to that door. So like directly behind me and going across like that. Just fix this thing, okay? So like right behind me in the line, going from left to right, I see a conga line. Conga line, literally. Of every divinity, left-handed, all of them that I know of, just go dun 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 dun. Hey, just going completely, like moving side to side across my room, and I'm just sitting there like, and I'm thinking, what on earth are you all doing? Hell, why is hell conga lining? She'd probably say, why am I gonna do this crap? Can I go back to Helheim, please? I have dead people to take care of. I don't want to be here doing this stuff. But she was getting all into it. I'm like, something's wrong. And shortly behind her was Hera. Like, my queen, what are you doing? Shouldn't you be up on the throne? No. Argus is taking care of that. Argus? Okay. What about Zeus? Aren't you afraid he's gonna stick it elsewhere? Oh, no. He's in the back. Okay. And then next joined in the front, and then there goes Scud, and then there's Bastet, there goes Sekhmet, and they were just going left to right through. And then once the last one, heck, even Vishnu was on. I'm like, Lord Vishnu, what? How? And then after once the last deity, was pretty much finished, I'm like, okay, there's the conga line. What's next? Shortly thereafter, I actually remember where they were. These very short, like very, not really that tall, little feline cat people. They came like swaying like that with horns going obnoxiously, mind you, left and right, and they're just swaying like that, and they're just nonstop. And I'm like, okay. First we have the conga line of divine, And now we have the blown kittens. And they're kind of, kind of being obnoxious with it because they're blowing it too much. They're going left and right, they're walking forward. And then there's these women that are dressed like, kind of like how they're dressed in, like in the Middle East with the Arabian style, like the big puffy colored pants and the veil and all that. And they're just dancing with tambourines and they're doing their thing. Okay. And I'm thinking, all right, we have the line of dancing divine. We have the divine dancing line. Then we have the blowing obnoxious kittens. And then we have the entrancing Saudi maidens. What on earth can come next? Then, for whatever reason, here comes a giant elephant. A giant elephant, mind you. This honker guy. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking like Aladdin. Yeah, Aladdin. Like, I guess we're now in Agrabah. No, not really. But now the elephant comes in and he's all bedazzled out. There's nobody controlling. Like, there's nobody like guiding him. He's just walking the same straight line as everybody else. And in his trunk, there's this thing that you squeeze it, and then all of a sudden the what what those what are those big things called? Like those things that you hold together and it goes cymbals. I think they're called cymbals or cymbals or something like that. This elephant had an apparatus that he just squeezed with his nose, just like, and it has made those things just go. Yeah, and he's just walking right behind everybody else, and he's just going, yeah, cymbals, over and over again, and he's just going. Yeah, and I'm thinking, okay, what a parade this was. We have the divine line of, we have gods of the divine line, the blowing obnoxious kittens, and then we have the tambourine maidens, and then we have the huge clashing cymbal elephant, and then the last thing to emerge was this camel. And I'm trying to be loud so that way they'll know. Stop it. This camel. On this camel was this youngish looking lad. Yes, Big Bang. It's this youngish looking lad, and he was not even facing the same way the camel was walking. He was sitting, laying back like if he was like on a cruise ship. And he's just all like this. Not even giving a care in the world. Just perfectly relaxed. And the camel was just going the same direction as everybody else. And when the camel gets to like where I'm sitting at, like perpendicularly, it just lays down. And then the young lad was just still like that. He looked over at me kind of like. And then I'm going to try and do this on this chair, but he goes from that to this. He throws his legs over the top like this, kind of like that, and then he just steps to his feet and just stands up, just like a capoeira kick, or like a breakdancing kick. He just throws his legs over, and then he puts his other foot on the ground and he just stands right up. And I'm looking at him like, huh. And I just said, in my mind's eye, wow, King Paimon, that was quite the entrance. Very lavish. Then he just looked at me all, I'm King Paimon, what'd you expect? Of course I'm lavish. And then I just looked at him and I'm thinking, you got a point there, dude. And then we just kind of conversed a little bit. Very, very friendly and very, very zestful. Like he had a lot of energy to him. And then I just asked them, so, King Paimon, is this how you pretty much enter everybody's, space? And then he just looked at me and then he just winked and gone, just like that. And I just thought to myself, well, you gotta admit that was quite the entrance. And yep, it does require a lot of patience. But hey, at least with me, whenever I'm pretty much doing anything like that anyway, like inviting any spirit, but primarily the left-handed divines, whenever I invite them in, I always pretty much get like uber excited. Like I'm like, oh, Lord Lanta, I mean, I was thinking like, oh boy, what am I gonna do when I see King Paimon coming through? Am I actually gonna be like, oh Lord Lanta, it's the king, it's King Paimon. Lord Lanta, it's the king. Like actually get excited and ecstatic for it, because usually, because the way that I at least look at it, this divine being you're calling out to, and you're having the symbol and everything, and you're putting in all this work and effort, and then they make the choice. You know what? Yeah, I'll go. They come, and then they're right there, and they've actually listened to your call and they attended. At least for me, I mean, I like to be like, oh, they actually came. I'm excited. Because usually, if you're inviting a guest over, don't you want to be enthused about it? But that's just me. But specifically, like with King Paimon, since he likes to be like, hello, yes, I can break dance. And yes, enjoy my lavish entrance. I said enjoy it. Okay. I'll even make you God's conga line perfectly right down the middle. I'll make them do it. Okay? But, I think I'm going to grab a drink real quick, and I'll be right back. And yes, the floor is still open. You can just put like any questions you have or of the liking. Let me grab a drink and I'll be right back. Let me see if I can find out where I put that other shoe at. I won't be long, I promise. Where the heck did that thing go? There it is. Grab a drink. I'll be back. Floor is open. Put your questions if you have any. And nope. I'll try to return. I'm actually gonna leave the live stream early because my grandmother is in a medical thing right now, and I just want to be available for her. So just that way you guys know where I'm at. I'm gonna be ending the stream here. So see you guys later.